Hello, very troop. Welcome back. Welcome to another beautiful day and another piece of tea. Girl, it is Wednesday, it is hump day, and it is the middle of the week, and it is time to spill some tea. Girl, we are back in the original setup, and I am driving right now, so I'm so sorry if I'm not looking at the camera, but girl, a bitch is trying not to die, okay? All right, guys, it is time to talk about Vanderpump Rules because that last episode is shaping to be messy. And I think we are starting to see real true colors of who is who and what is going to happen over here, okay? But before we start, if you are new here, welcome to the Beverly Troop, where we spill the tea every single day. Make sure to subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you are part of the old crew, remember to really make sure that the notification bell is on, or better yet, if you have not done it yet, turn it off and turn it on again, okay? All right, guys, so let's talk about this mess, girl. Vanderpump Rules, it's really shaping, you know. I know that there's still haters out there, and I know there's still people that say like, it's not my Vanderpump Rules, like I'm not gonna watch it, like I still want to know what. Man, I don't think anyone is asking about Katie Maloney, but like, you know, like I'm this is the wildest thing for me, guys. When people want to talk about, you know, wanting the all Vanderpump Rules, and I'm like, girl, you don't even care about what Katie Maloney, Tom Sandoval, Sheena Shea, Jax Taylor, Lala Ken are doing. In fact, the amount of hate that every single one of them receive on the daily, it's like, if you hate them so much, why are you so obsessed to have them back into our TVs? You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the like craziest things to me. Like people being like, oh no, not my Vanderpump Rules, I want the OGs. And then you talk about the OGs and they're like, I hate this, I hate that, I hate everyone. It's like, then what do you want? You know what I mean? But anyways, it is what it is. I already move on. Honestly, I'm the kind of person that if you are not on my TV, I don't really think about you anymore, you know? like you need to be somehow active on the pop culture streets in order to just, you know, earn a spot on the Real Andy of Beverly Hills show. You know what I mean? But anyways, so we're now with the new Vanderpump Rules, and I get it. It's gonna get some time to get used to, you know, and I think first season is always going to be first season. And I think, you know, even though we have real gems like the Real House of Salt Lake City, who just gave us an amazing first season, you know, replicating that formula is very complicated because you will need really scandalous things, you know. And I don't think we're gonna find people who married their grandfather right away. You know what I mean? So first seasons are usually, you know, a little bit slower, and also the fact that you don't know these people and you are getting to know these people, you know, is going to be what takes a little bit. But Vanderpump Rules, in my opinion, did an amazing job in casting, you know, even though some of them are complete like bitches and annoying as fuck, you know. That gave us really good TV, you know, and then you start making connections, you know, and there you start being like, okay, I know for a fact that there is going to be changes for season 2, you know. Why? Because season 1, I think, is about fighting the footing into who really is going to be cut for this life, you know, and most of them are. But then, you know, there are another ones that I just can't see being kind of like friends of the show, like going around, you know. Yeah. So anyways, this last episode, you know, is shaping to like really show us who every single person is, and like a little bit more of their personalities, you know. I am watching this through 20 years old eyes, you know, because there is no way that you are going to completely relate to some of these situations, right? But unless it all depends on your mind, you know, who you are, you know, like it's like understanding why someone like Shane needs to have this need to hook up with like 1,000 girls on the same day is going to be very complicated, you know, or you know why Jason behaved the way that Jason behaved, you know, or why, you know, having an OnlyFans is no longer such a big deal. You know, it's like unless you are watching the show through 2026 eyes, it's going to be a little bit hard for you, okay? You need to understand that the world changed, that things are different, you know? Talking about OnlyFans and talking about having OnlyFans people on a major reality TV show, this is how much the world have changed, you know? If you go to Europe and if you go to places like Amsterdam, or you know, like different places where sex work is legal and allowed and normalized, you know, it's like, who cares? You do with your body whatever you want to do, you know, and if you're getting paid for it, like, good for you, girl, you know. I have not subscribe to any of their OnlyFans, because I actually have never subscribed to an OnlyFans because I don't have that need, you know. But I will be very curious to see what is in there, because I do follow Jason on Instagram and his like newsletter or whatever, and he sends a lot of information every single day about every single thing that he does, you know. The other, what is the name of, I always forget the name of the cousin. Is it Chris? I don't think he's as active as Jason is. Like, Jason is taking this role very seriously. Although I did went to his OnlyFans, but I did not subscribe. I think OnlyFans is super weird. Like, you can check out like the page, but then if you want to see the things, you know, you have to pay. And girl, I am not paying to look at pictures, okay? So, but he is very spicy on that OnlyFans. Like, he is very, how you say that? He's very, like his words, you know, like he really wants you there. And one thing that I actually appreciate from him is that he's catering his content not only towards women but towards men as well. So it's like, if you are horny, I don't care what, you know, gender you are, there is something for you on my page. And I was like, this man is so freaking smart, okay? Look, people are making 6-7 figures on OnlyFans. So imagine now that they are on a public platform, how much money they must be doing. The way that I will be exploiting myself if I will have that, girl. You know what I mean? So anyways, I think, yeah, kudos to them, you know. And this is who they are. I really, really applaud them. Like, I really think like just being open and like how living in LA really is at the beginning. I also connected to that so much, you know, because when we moved here to LA, we did the same thing, you know. We were living basically in a room, you know, where like rats will run on the roof. There was like roaches, and we have to live with like drug addicts. And we our first little like studio apartment, we literally were sleeping on an air mattress who will like die every single night, and we have to inflate it every single day, you know. Like, it was like, so that's the life that you live when you decided to move to LA from the very beginning. You know, you are broke, you have no income, you don't know absolutely anyone, and you have to do what you have to do, you know. So like, I was very impressed, because those are the stories that I want to hear, right? And your hustle is your hustle. You gotta do what you gotta do, girl, you know. Now I wanted to mention one person that I am not particularly happy right now, and that is this Angelica girl, you know. I think they are trying to put the villain arc on different people right now to see where it sticks. I think it used to be the manager, and then it went to Natasha. And is it Natasha? No, not Natalie. I think it's Natalie. Well, anyways, her, and now I think it's going to Angelica. But I think from everyone, the one who is really wearing it well is actually Angelica, because the thing that she's doing, I was like, girl, I'm so sorry, but I am not here for the double standards and the double bullshit, okay? You want to come for Jason for not being, you know, like forward with the fact that he was kind of like dating someone or having a situationship while you are living and hooking up with your ex, and then your excuse is like, well, I mean, I told him that we live together, so it's kind of obvious that we're still gonna be hooking up. Okay, so that give you a free card to basically omit information and lie, but then you want to come for Jason. And then not only that, you're gonna come here and try to hook up with Shane, who is Jason's friend, in his face. I'm so sorry. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, you know, again, but at least do it the right way, because at this point, this is not being freedom for free with your body. This is you being a hoe, okay? This is you literally trying to like create chaos, because she knows what hooking up with Shane in front of Jason will do, you know, especially after Jason literally told you that, you know, he liked you. Also, lying about a spine injury. Why? It's kind of like she wants to wear this victim hat. Like, oh, I'm a girl, I'm a victim. Like, girl, shut up, you know? It's 2026, all right? Also, why is she taking the information about the penis pump and she's going to be an asshole about it? And she's gonna use it as a weapon. She's weaponizing that information, okay? First of all, we don't kink shame over here. Second of all, let's say, I mean, look, I don't know, many people don't know this, you know, but a pump is not only for ED, okay? A pump is also, it could be used as a toy, it could be used, you know, to pump stuff, whatever, you know. It's very common. They're sell everywhere, you know, like it doesn't really matter, right? So, and Chris has an OnlyFans, so it will be very normal that he's using it, you know. It's really not that big of a deal. It's kind of like having a vibrator, basically, you know what I mean? So why is she like trying to use that information to embarrass him? You know what I mean? I think that part to me was like, she's being such an asshole, and everyone, and she's coming here like, oh my god, I'm so pure, you know, and I'm so educated, and I don't do anything, you know. But girl, you are a bitch, basically. That's what is happening over here, okay? So someone need to check her ass, and I'm so happy that Audrey is checking her ass as well, because you are not gonna come here being the new girl who doesn't know anyone and start acting like you can do whatever you want to the rest of the group. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, yes, that's why she's wearing the villain hat so good. I think Shane needs a little bit of therapy. You know, I mean, I like him. I starting to see through his true colors. Even his laugh, I can already tell you it is a fake laugh, you know. No, meaning that meaning that he's doing that as a wall, you know. You know, you know, that thing is fake, because you can actually see him when he laugh for real, what his real laugh really is. And I think he's doing it as part of a character that he created, and I think that character is a way for him to like protect himself, especially after everything that he has gone through, you know. Um, but I'm starting to think that there is so much depth in there that we're just peeling that onion, and I think we're gonna be very surprised of what are we going to find inside of him once he decided to be a little bit more real. You know, I think right now he's playing this part of, I'm a reality TV star, I'm gonna use this reality TV show to launch my career, you know, and all of that, because that's what actors think. You know, a lot of actors think that reality TV is just, you know, a whatever thing until they reach, you know, the heights that they do, like what they did with the Scandal. I think a lot of these people also, especially on Vanderpump Rules, they don't really understand the power of Bravo, and they don't really understand what Bravo can take you if you really, really take advantage of it, you know? So, but yeah, so I feel like once, you know, Shane gets there, you know, it's going to be very interesting. Look, I'm enjoying this show. I'm enjoying every single one of these people, you know. I think that there is just like a couple people that I'm not that fun, you know. But in general, like I feel like everyone is having so much fun. I do believe that some changes need to be made, but I don't know if they're gonna make them completely or how this is gonna play for season 2. I'm still wondering if they're gonna be getting a reunion. You know, usually some shows don't get a reunion on their first season. However, this is Vanderpump Rules and this is season 12. So I will say that Lisa probably did those negotiations and she probably was like, bitch, we are getting a reunion, you know. So it's going to be interesting, you know. I mean, the show is really, really giving, is really, really good. I think we need somehow a little bit of a bigger scandal. As I was watching last night episode, I was thinking about, of course, season 1 of Vanderpump Rules, you know, and why we got so connected. And it was because the relationship between Jax and Stassi was not only so volatile, but it was so full of drama, you know. We got Jax literally cheating on Stassi and getting a girl pregnant on season 1, you know. So, and I think that really captivated us. And also we have people fighting and getting physical, and like, it was such a chaotic season, but that was what it worked, you know. And we have Sheena like literally being the other girl and Stassi being extremely mean, you know. And I'm not saying that they have to replicate it. Again, they will not be replicated, and I don't think replication is what they need to do, you know. They need to create their own stamp. I'm just saying you do need to have an anchor event. You need to have something that is going to make us go, whoa, you know, we need to watch this, right? And I think that's something that it's a little bit missing right now, because this season is more about getting to know everyone, you know, and their stories. But is that going to be enough to keep people, you know, hooked for another season? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you guys think on the comments below. How do you feel about Angelica? What are your feelings on the rest of the cast? Are you vibing with like Jason and Shane and Chris, and like what is going on over here? Let me know. And if you want to get all the tea related to Vanderpump Rules or any of the other Bravo shows, make sure to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you around. See ya. Bye.